Hey, yo, salute to all my subscribers. Special shout out to everybody else passing through. So I'm back again with another video in the 50 video campaign, 50 secrets it's okay to keep from your partner. But as you have all seen so far on this campaign, the majority of these secrets, I don't believe they're okay. The article's being very realistic, and it's making the assumption that most people can't handle honesty. And that is true. We do live in a day and age where most people cannot handle honesty. But it's because of us. It's because of the perpetuation of the cycle and the pattern of these little white lies that we believe is in the interest of us being polite, in the interest of us being sensitive to other people's feelings. But in reality, some of these same lies and some of these same things that I feel like you should divulge and you should communicate to your partner, they're only in the interest of making the relationship better. There's going to be an uncomfortable growing pains stage because we are all so conditioned to wanting to hear what we want to hear to make us feel good. But we have not yet realized that the things that we have gotten used to wanting to hear to make us feel good and the things that we have gotten used to not wanting to hear if it might cause some kind of pain or some kind of strife in our relationship, we don't realize that those same things are actually relationship builders if we learn how to get out of our own way. We're insecure by nature as human beings because it's just how we are wired. But we are resilient also. And the majority of the reason why we're so insecure is because as human beings and us as being such cynical creatures, we always think that something that someone does or says is loaded. And that's because of the conditioning and the things that we've been through. But if you approach a relationship a complete platform of honesty and transparency, after a while, you don't have to think about a person's motives because you know that whether it's going to hurt you or make you feel good, that person's going to be honest with you. And if for nothing else, being able to have that respect for a person because you know they're going to give it to you 100, there's a peace of mind that comes with that. And the natural fallout for situations like that is that eventually your relationship gets better because you may think that a person like that won't go out of their way to pacify you. They won't go out of their way to make you feel good just because you want them to or just because they think they have to. After a while, you start to have a different understanding. Like, yo, this person might be an asshole sometimes. This person might say things sometimes that don't really sound too good or I may not want to hear. But you know what? I know that if I need to hear the truth, no matter what it's about, I know that this person is going to give it to me real. And we all have friends like that. You know, we all have that one friend in the circle who's just going to be real with you, who's going to give it to you straight, and then you take it for what you want to take it for. But then those are the ones whose advice, whose counsel, you know, whose conversation you begin to value more over time. Because if we all operate on the premise of this article, then we continue to walk around being yes men for each other, and that's not good. That's not good for any relationship because you need substance. After a while, all the white lies, all the niceties, all of those things, they don't sustain you. You know, it sounds good in the moment, it feels good in the moment, but after a while, you naturally will start to wonder, what does this person really think? And these types of things build up resentments over a while. So let's get into it. The article says, what if you don't like the gift that your partner gave you? It's awkward when someone gives you a gift you don't like, but it's much worse when it comes from a partner. However, making them feel bad about it doesn't improve the situation for either of you. The kindest approach is to simply be gracious, thank them sincerely, and use the gift when appropriate if at all possible. Another example, you know, so the article is assuming that telling a partner you don't like a gift they gave you is being mean, it's being nasty. It doesn't have to be. Your partner may take it that way because we are sensitive by nature, but at the same time, we have to learn as people, as individuals, as partners, the other halves in relationships, to stop asking questions we don't really want the answers to. Because you have certain people out there, people like me, pardon me, I'm getting a little bit sick, so I'm trying to get through these videos. But you have people like me who, if you ask me a question, I don't care what it is. You ask me if you look fat. You ask me if you look good in a pair of jeans. You ask me if I like something that you have on, or if I like your hairstyle, or if I like a gift that you got me. I'm going to tell the truth about it. I'm not going to go out of my way to be nasty. I'm not going to go out of my way to make you feel like shit. But if you do, if that's the outcome, if that's the fallout, I'm sorry, but I'm not responsible for that. I'm responsible for what I say. I'm not responsible for what you hear. And if you ask me something and I answer your question, no matter what that answer makes you feel like, you solicited that information. And that's how I operate. And it is what it is. Y'all got to realize that none of these things, even something as small as you thinking it's okay to just tell your partner, oh yeah, I like that gift you got me, just because it's your partner, you don't want to hurt their feelings. Y'all don't realize that these seemingly insignificant and unconnected things contribute to the many little things in our relationships that lead to resentment and regret over time. Think about it. If you're with somebody for 5 years, and every time they ask you if you like a gift they got you, consider how many gifts, and on average, you would get from a partner that you've been with for 5 years. That's 5 birthdays. That's 5 Christmas holidays. That's 5 anniversaries. That's 5 Valentine's days. And if you have kids, that's 5 Mother's Days, 5 Father's Days. Like, it adds up after a while. And a person's typically going to play in their comfort zone. If someone gets you something and they solicit information from you as to whether or not you like it, and you tell them that you do, they're going to stay somewhere in that ballpark for the most part and get you things that are either in line or similar to that thing. Now you got 25 different things that you don't really like. You telling me you like the perfume that I got you last year for your birthday. So now every year I'm thinking, okay, let me get some more perfume. You got to be running out. Meanwhile, in the closet or on the nightstand or wherever you keep that shit, it's at the same level it's been at last year. You used it once just to make it seem like you liked it and that you would use it. But see, these are the things that happen. We do these things over time, and it's cool because you feel like you're being polite. You feel like you're promoting for a healthy and positive relationship because you're giving a person positive affirmation. That's something that they thought to get you, that you love it, you like it. But if you don't, you don't. It is what it is. A gift is something that comes from the heart, so you should never expect it. And if someone makes that gesture, if they feel you're deserving of it, because everybody's not deserving of it, then yeah, you should definitely be grateful. You should definitely appreciate that person for it. But at the same time, if I'm asking someone if they like a gift I got them, it's because I want to know if they like it. So that, one, I don't get something like that before again. So that the point of when you get something for someone, it's not for you. It's for them. You want them to like it. You want them to make use of what you're getting. You want them to utilize that. If they don't like it, they're not going to utilize it. If you don't know they like it, then you didn't complete the objective that you really had. I don't understand why this one's hard. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. And this is part of the reason why I don't like surprises. If you're planning on getting me something, if you have gotten me something, it would behoove you to talk to me to see what it is. Either pay attention to what I really like or straight up ask me, yo, so Christmas is coming up, what you want? And I'll tell you, because I don't like surprises. Because if I don't like what you get, I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you, I don't like what you got. And how you take it is how you take it. And I just feel like we got to just start understanding that everything is connected, that everything matters. Because the more we get used to telling each other small white lies that may not cause any trouble in the moment, these are the things that build up over time and get us used to telling white lies. And then we spill those into other areas of our relationships where we probably shouldn't. But then we become so used to telling these white lies. We become so used to wanting to keep the peace, not wanting to potentially create turbulence in the relationship. And then before you know it, you're automatically telling lies and not being truthful and not communicating things because it's just a force of habit at that point. I mean, I've known people who were so used to lying. It was such second nature to them that I could see them do something. And just for clarification, to make sure I'm not bugging, I'll be like, yo, did you just do? And they'll be like, no, not even thinking about it. And I'm like, yo, I just saw you. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, I did. Like, legitimately not trying to lie, just in such a habit of not being truthful. In such a habit of just going through life telling lies wherever they feel like it's going to make someone feel better, or wherever they feel like it's not going to hurt someone's feelings. And that's where the problems come in our relationships. That's where we start to create the resentments. That's where we start to break promises. That's where we start to break down connection. And it's not necessary. Just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? If I think I'm 50-50 on this part, I wouldn't go out of my way to tell a partner I don't like a gift they got me. But if you ask, and if someone asks you, just be real. Just tell them, nah, I don't. Or I like this better. Or it's okay. Or like, be real. Don't, oh my God, I love it. Because people do that. And that's not, come on, but this is, because one, you're downplaying what you really like, how you really feel. And you're setting yourself up for the next time when they are in that same store again, because a lot of people, operate off a habit. And they be like, oh, well, she liked this last time, or he liked that last time, so they must like this. Set yourself up right from the beginning. If you don't like something the first time somebody asks you, just tell them. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Like, it is what it is. No big deal. I don't pretend to know everything. I just know what I know. Let me know what y'all think about this one, and I'll be back at y'all with the next one. Peace and love.